Yo, 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 yo. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to MJC Sports YouTube channel. Max, it's Monday, our first recap of the year. How you
hmm
feeling?
Feeling good. I'm really proud of me, your Joey's team, 1-0. Shout out to that. It doesn't happen often, right? I mean, we
Let's
were
go.
praying on his downfall, but it was a great weekend of football. I mean, it's awesome to be back. I don't love Friday football in Brazil still. Not a big fan. The halftime show, tremendous. Whoever Carol G, fucking whatever. I can't name a song, but yeah, it was good. It was. Aren't you glad football's back?
Yeah, I
And
thought it
not just
was.
like college football, this is real football. Come on.
I thought it was an amazing weekend. Great football all the way around.
Do you think if
Honestly,
we compiled every first recap, you would have said it's an amazing weekend every time?
no, because I feel like the difference between this week, I feel like a lot of teams were fairly prepared with all things considered that it was week one. So like you had the field goal fire off or whatever with Kansas City. Like they're doing that in week one already. You got teams that
Yeah, that was
like,
tremendous.
and then you had multiple teams that came out flat, but it's like by the third quarter, it was like they turned it on.
Uh, I do. I'm trying to think, and I'm looking at all the box scores. I think only one team laid an egg.
Yeah.
Would you agree? And we'll
Yeah.
get to that team obviously, but I wouldn't say. There was there was
No
not
one
like
shit the
four games
bed.
where.
No
Yeah.
one shit the bed where it was like, oh my God, like
Well,
what happened?
one
Besides
team.
that one team. Besides that one team.
Yeah, one team.
But usually it's like three or four teams. And
Yeah, no,
usually,
I agree.
and
Like
Max.
Thursday game's a dud, like the
Yeah.
kickoff game's a dud, and the Friday game's kind of a dud. You know what I mean? But no, other than the weather delays, which sucked.
Yes.
Thursday night really sucked, and then the Jacksonville game got derailed by that as well. I felt like,
Yeah.
but and I mean, I would just go like this. Just some quick themes of the week, guys. Teams that came out flat kind of figured it out in the second half. Impact rookies were like everywhere. And I'm not just talking
Yes.
about Abdul Carter and those guys. It was like, dude, Xavier Watts was just balling out of his mind, in my opinion. Other guys, James Pierce was solid. I don't think there was like a bad rookie. And even Cam Ward, it was like you saw the stuff there. You were like, oh, that's when he's the first overall pick in the draft, right? And I feel like that's something new for us. Like, I don't feel like there's not one week one debut where I'm like, every rookie was pretty good.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree. No, I agree. I thought they stole the show. There was
I'm sorry, other than
multiple.
Ashton Genty, every rookie was good. Sorry. Every rookie was my bad. My bad. I'm being a hater. I only said that to rile you up just for
No,
the
look,
content. But no.
with all things considered, I agree with you. Like Harold Fannin looked good. Like
Yeah, bro, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Harold Fant, like a rookie tight end, not in the first round. Tyler Warren looked good.
Yes.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so obviously guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you guys are new to the channel. Make sure to like the video, comment down below any thoughts, opinions that you guys have. It's week one, okay? So that means when you do a podcast and have a YouTube channel like me and Max, you're going to have overreactions. Of course, we do not think that this is going to be the narrative for the whole season for certain teams. These are obviously going to be overreactions. So I just want to start off by saying that because I think a lot of people are going to see this and be like, oh, you guys are over. Yes, motherfucker, it's week one. We're going to overreact. We're going to base it off 1 week. That's all we got as far as right now.
I mean, I feel like the Colts should unretire 18, give it to Daniel Jones.
They're a winning
Bring
team. I mean, greatest show on turf. Let's just.
Oh, I know. I mean, the Glazes. I mean, there was a lot of glaze on this debut weekend.
Yes.
But Juan, before we do you have any theme you would say before we get into the nitty gritty of it, whatever it is?
I think you mentioned it, resilience. I'm thinking
Yeah,
about
that's great.
We got an all-time classic with the Bills and the Ravens. That was just all resilience, bro. Like I felt like it was a lot of great coaching going on this weekend. I felt like part of that was the quarterbacks having a quick turnaround as far as like mindset goes, like JJ McCarthy, what we just watched on Monday Night Football. Like it was some great stuff
Yeah.
that we saw.
Fight through adversity. Like we
Yes.
always say on this channel. What do you do when you see adversity? One, fight through it.
Yeah. Yeah. Go through that motherfucker. All right. I think it's only right, even though we just saw Monday Night Football, we need to start off with the classic, man. Let's go Baltimore and Buffalo.
I
Because
thought you were gonna be like, let's go Raiders and Patriots. Let's do it.
no, absolutely not. Okay, let's go Baltimore, Buffalo. Look, of course, Max. I'm gonna say this: these are the two best teams in the league, and I don't even think it's close. That was my reaction to this. Who do you feel like is better than these teams? I know you love your Eagles. I know your Eagles are good.
I do.
But
I would say
I think these guys
weeks,
are on another level.
Yeah, I mean, after this game, it's kind of hard to think these aren't two of the premier teams in the league. I just want to say this, and I'm going to sound like a broken record. I love the Bills. I'm always rooting for them to win. But I honestly don't even think it's close. I think Baltimore is, again, the most talented team in football. And people are going to hear that and say, well, why'd the Bills just win? Because it's football. It's a game. Baltimore made more mistakes. Derrick Henry's fumble gave the Bills life. But throughout the game one, wouldn't you agree with me that it felt like the Bills were holding on for dear life? Like the game was in a thread. Like, and this is what I go back to, and I get it's week one, it's an overreaction. Derrick Henry can't look that good if you're the Bills. You can't let him run wild on you. You can't let Zay Flowers go ape crap. Like, you just can't let it happen. And this is where I go back to. It's like, oh, the Bills. Like, again, Lamar played excellent. Lamar was an MVP last night. But again, I just feel like there were other guys making plays for the Baltimore Ravens that weren't named Lamar Jackson. And I know Derrick Henry had the big fumble at the end that kind of gave them life, and they missed an extra point that would have just tied the game with the field goal. But again, it's just like, dude, this Josh Allen show, this isn't a recipe I want to see for the Buffalo the whole year, right? Like, it's cool, right? But again, were you kind of like, somebody here needs to step up? And I will say this, Keon Coleman, I like what he did. But Buffalo's 4th and 5, they throw a crosser that gets deflected into the hands of somebody else. If not, the game's probably over. Like, let's not just say Baltimore, Buffalo just, had this amazing comeback. They had a lot of lucky breaks, a lot of self-inflicted wounds by the Baltimore Ravens. And that, to me, was kind of what I left the game with. I'm like, man, these Bills, like, they're cool and they're fun, and it's Josh Allen just being, like, the greatest quarterback ever, it looks like at times. But it's just, I don't know if this is sustainable on. Like, I know it's 1 week. I get it. It's 1 week. You just got to be happy they won. But I don't know.
Look, obviously,
are opening up.
Look, obviously, I agree with you to a certain point as far as like Buffalo, that's always been their problem, right? The talent thing, like the high-end talent. It's like Baltimore has guys like Kyle Hamilton, and Buffalo's dealing with guys like Benson. You know what I mean? Like, those are their guys. And I would say this. Yes, they caught some breaks. Part of that was Baltimore being very passive and feeling the pressure as far as Derrick Henry fumbling. I remember there was a 3rd down where they went to a crosser with DeAndre Hopkins that was short of the 1st down. I feel like Lamar has to use his legs right there, do something.
Correct. I just one more thing. Not going for it on, like, that crosser happened to DeAndre Hopkins. It's 4th and 3. You got to go for it. You can't let Josh Allen get the ball back.
Yeah.
Because when they punted, I was like, well, Josh Allen's going to go win you the game. Yeah. Right? Like, you 100%. Thought that, right?
100%.
That was, to me, the only big coaching mistake I saw from John Harbaugh was not going for it. I'm like, your offense did whatever it wanted the whole game. And now you're going to get passive?
But I would say this. I know we like to talk shit about their talent. And one of the guys showed up huge. And I feel like if he can sustain this, I think this will be the difference maker. Ed Oliver.
Absolutely. I totally agree.
He played absolutely crazy. Like, I'm sorry. There was 2 plays that he blown up in the backfield, one of them resulting in a fumble. That's not luck. That's just pure dominance by Ed Oliver. That's big-time players stepping up in big-time situations. And, yeah, is part of it Josh Allen being Superman? Yes, I get it. But I think the offensive line really did show up. I think they started to really like manhandle the Baltimore Ravens defensive
I
line.
think Baltimore's they wore out as the game went on, and I mean,
Yeah.
part of it too is they didn't have enough speed on the field. I would have loved to see Mike Green out there a little bit more. And it was like, okay, you got Matabuke, you got Travis Jones. I'm like, they're not going to chase Josh Allen down. Like, how many times did they have him dead to rights and then Josh Allen just took off like a rocket ship?
Yeah.
Kind of like we saw Monday night with Caleb Williams when he got out the pocket. It was like, dude, they don't have anyone fast enough to go get him.
Yeah.
And that could be a theme for Baltimore as the season goes on, is not being able to contain these quarterbacks. I would add one more theme to the weekend. Guys, let's figure out a plan for mobile quarterbacks. Like Patrick Mahomes.
I think part of that,
Herbert,
part
Jalen
of
Hurts. I think like that's week one stuff.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
defense isn't installed as much. We always say in the early parts of the season, the offense has the advantage, but it's kind of like, I mean, not to get too far ahead of ourselves. One, in the Dallas game, was it just not like criminal? I'm like,
yeah,
Jalen Hurts can run, right?
right.
Like, not to have a spy. And that's what I felt about like Baltimore. It's like, hey, if you're gonna have D lineman in the game, have fast ones, because he's gonna get out. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
100%.
You can't have slow people just 10 yards behind him. But I'm sorry to interrupt you. Continue.
No, you're good. And on Baltimore side, I do feel like part of this is same old Baltimore. They
Correct.
tend to do this. They did this last year against the Raiders in week 2, where they were up by multiple scores, and it's just like WTF moments. Like, what is going on? Why can't Lamar gain any more yards? Why can't this offense move the ball? Weird
Why can't
turnovers.
they put the kill shot out there?
Yes.
Like, put the kill shot. Yeah.
And part of it was, I'm going to say this, Jair Alexander needs some work, dog. He is not right now.
He had a couple play, like that fourth down. He was in good position, but I'm like, get your head around. And then it was, we saw some cornerbacks have some really rough weeks. So we'll get into more names, but some big name cornerbacks struggled.
But I am worried about Baltimore as far as still having that DNA. I feel like that was a good opportunity to just be like, no, this year's different. We're going to kick these motherfuckers' ass all the way down.
And they did for like 3 quarters. And then
but you got to finish it. You got to
exactly. Yeah. And I like anyone who watched that game saw the writing on the wall. Is like, uh-oh, Baltimore is going to destroy them.
Yeah.
And they just couldn't get that one play. And I think Derrick Henry, like, you know, he's pretty good with ball security. Him coughing it up is a little bit of a lucky play, right? But at the same time, it's like, why does Baltimore's biggest names make, like, Mark Andrews has the dropped on the 2-point conversion. Derrick Henry fumbles right there. Lamar has a bad pick against Buffalo. Like, in my mind, but if you guys watched our ranking videos, Baltimore was number 1 on both sides of the ball.
And they looked like they for 3 quarters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But look, we'll see how it happens. I feel like this game is going to matter at the end of the year because these two teams are going to it's going to be in it for seeding. We'll see what happens. Look, at the end of the day, Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen are the best 2 quarterbacks as of right now in the regular season. I'm just going to say that.
Anyone who hated a Josh Allen's MVP last year, come on.
Yeah.
It's really 1A, 1B.
Yeah.
And obviously Mahomes is still excellent, but those 2 guys are they're like one-man offenses, right? Would you say?
Yeah.
Like that play where Lamar dropped back like 25 yards and then rolled out and then got 25 yards on a scramble. I'm like, you can't do anything. That's just Lamar Jackson, right?
Yeah.
And I will say one thing on Buffalo. If Keon Coleman and Ed Oliver can continue this,
right,
it's going to be huge for them.
Yes.
I mean, we've been saying it for 4 years.
Yeah.
You need more dogs. You need more Jimmys and Joes and whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, 100%. We'll see how it shapes up, but great game. Ultimate classic game. I love seeing Lamar and Josh Allen. They never fail. You know, they never give us a dud. It seems like one of them always wind up coming out and balling out. All right, let's move on, Max. I want to talk about you know what? Let's go your Chargers. All right. I was going to go somewhere else, but let's go your Chargers because I know you're hype about them. They played on Friday night, like you said, Chiefs and Chargers in Brazil. As far as the Chargers go, man, look, I was very impressed with the pass game. I felt like they came in with a game plan of, hey, we know Kansas City's going to come out and stop the run game, and they think we're going to pound the heck out of the ball with Amari and
Yep.
Hampton and our first
Yep.
round rookie running back. No, we're
Yep.
going to pass it all over the damn place, and you guys are not going to be able to stop anything. And it was a masterpiece by Justin Herbert. It was. He looked absolutely amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree. Look, first of all, we got to stop sending these teams to Brazil. They can't leave the hotel. They're eating bad food that gives them the shits. Like, let's just play football in America week 1. Like, we can go to London a little bit later and Brazil a little bit later. But I would say this from Justin Herbert. The biggest thing for me, I've always been a big Justin Herbert supporter and been like, yo, he's way better than, he has never won a playoff game. How can he be a good quarterback? Well, it's a team sport. But he was way more apt to making the off-schedule play. He was like, you know what? I'm going to get out of the pocket and show off how athletic I am. I think that was the difference in the game and difference in him. And if that continues, it might be an MVP in his future, because obviously he's got probably the most gifted arm in football. But it's not about that. It's like, well, when there's nothing there, what do you do? What do you do, Justin Herbert? A lot of times he would just sit there, right, and just say, like, I can take the hit, and then mistakes happen. But the play that closed out the game on, Chris Jones went inside. He's like, oh, let's go run for the first down.
Right.
And it was awesome. I mean, the one thing is, though, Brazil fans think Quentin Johnson is Calvin Johnson or something. Like, come on.
He'd look like it.
Come on, Chiefs. and I think it kind of showed off some little bit of, like, chinks in the armor for the Chiefs, little cracks in the armor, if you will.
Yeah.
I know it's week 1.
Yeah.
I know it's week 1, but I'm just saying, like, it just didn't look the same. Like, especially with Xavier Worthy going down one. Like, who on offense are you scared of?
Nobody. It's really Hollywood Brown and the crew, and Travis Kelce making some splash plays. I think the most concerning thing is I feel like the run game is catching up to them. For the past couple years, they've had a weird run game, especially during the regular season. Like, they lost Pacheco for like 10 games last year, and Kareem Hunt was their starting running back. And they wouldn't be able to run the ball like the Detroit Lions, I would say.
No, but it's like effective.
It's like
exactly.
Could,
like efficiently.
For the first time,
for
the first time, they weren't getting those 6 4-yard runs on first down. It was like, no, that shit's stuffed. And that can be a problem moving forward. But the Chargers are a really good team. Patrick Mahomes still did some amazing things. They were still very close. It went down to the very end. Yeah. I think they're going to be just fine. Now, I just think this means that the AFC West is up for grabs. That's all it means.
It doesn't seem like the Chiefs have it in the vice grip. I mean, they've won it like 6 years in a row.
Yeah, I think that was a big mental game as far as the Chargers winning that, because if the Chiefs would have came back and won that game in that fashion,
oh yeah,
it would have been
same old
tough.
Chargers,
yes.
Same old Chargers, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
and I would say this one. I know the Broncos didn't look impressive, but I still feel like they're a force to be reckoned with in the division. And I think, I mean, I hate to say this, I really do. The Raiders look competent through 1 week, and
well,
they're not just a free W. It's like, oh, we just can't show up and play ring around the rosy in the huddle. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's a different look to the Raiders, and I'm not just trying to talk crap. I mean it genuinely. Like, they kind of prove something. Like, I know it's 1 week. But like, let's not like act like Pete Carroll's an idiot. Pete Carroll has been a good coach in the NFL for a long time, one of the better coaches. And it's just kind of, this division has been a weaker division, like we've said, and it seems like it's up for grabs, like you said.
Yeah, for the first time, Chiefs are in last place for the first time in a while. It seems like all the other teams are 1-0. I thought that the Raiders were competent. I think one of the most glaring differences, obviously, is it's the quarterback. I think finally having a quarterback that can make some throws down the field.
Is this it? Just, are we going to the?
We're going
Raiders?
to them, and then we'll go to Denver because we'll stick in the AFC West.
Yep, I like it.
But as far as the Raiders go, like I love what I see. Like, the defense scares me still. I know they got a pick. I think part of that was Drake May and the Patriots are not ready. I think that's part of it. I think their offense is really like struggling. Number one, they need to get Travion Henderson more involved. That's first of all. Every time that kid touches the ball, it's 5 yards at least. But their offensive line looks shaky. Will Campbell was hurt during this game. I don't know whether he was hurt or not, but the anchor looked like a problem. It's only week 1. I'm gonna say
I
that.
mean, no, tell me about it. I'm curious to know, like, what were your honest thoughts about somebody we were very critical on about the
I think a
draft?
lot of the stuff that I seen on tape, that we both seen on tape, as far as the anchor goes and his pass sets go, I think he was struggling. And I don't think it's a surprise that he struggled against a guy like Tyree Wilson, who that's really his game. It's a big guy, it's long arms. Those are the kind of guys he's going to struggle with because he's a smaller type of tackle. He has shorter arms. Of course, Tyree Wilson has
Did
the
did
length on
Max
him.
did Max Crosby match up on him very
They
much,
didn't
or he
really
didn't?
put Max Crosby all that much on him. I would say it was a lot of Kuntz. It was a lot of Tyree Wilson. Max Crosby lined up sometimes on him, but I would say Will Campbell, he struggled. And I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Number 1, it's week 1. Okay.
Yeah,
That's number
wet
1.
field,
Wet field.
wet
And then number
field. Yep.
2, he was hurt. He toughed it out. He was dealing with some injuries during the week. He was, questionable to even play in this game. He toughed it out. He played. He struggled. Let's move on to week 2. But all I'm gonna say is that's something to keep your eye on, and it's something that me and Max were talking about during the draft season. Like it didn't surprise me that he was struggling out there with guys like
All,
Tyree Wilson.
all anyone heard was one that you think he's trash from that statement. Just so
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I'm just translating for the internet.
yeah. Like
But
I
no,
said,
I'm
week
because I
week
didn't
one
keep a close eye on the
overreactions.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
week 1 overreactions. And I want to say this is the last thing I'm going to say about the Raiders. As far as Geno Smith goes, I think it's very impressive for him to throw for 300 plus yards with the receiving core that he has and the
I don't
game.
know. I dude, I thought Chip Kelly called a hell of a game.
He did.
I'm
And Ashton Genty didn't have a good game, but this is the main difference, guys. See, this is why you can't be a box score Bobby. People are going to look at the box score and be like, Ashton Genty didn't do shit. He scored a 1-yard goal line run. He had like 30 yards. I think he averaged like 1.5 yards a carry. The Patriots game plan was all about stopping Ashton Genty as a rookie. They came into that game and was like, they're not going to be able to run the ball at all. And I think Chip Kelly worked very well off pivoting off of that. Play action like a motherfucker. Play action was working like freaking butter in the offense.
Yeah, I was gonna say I remember texting you during the game. I'm like, I see a lot of 2 tight ends. Like Michael Mayer's having a big game. Brock Bowers was excellent before he got banged up.
Yeah.
But I would say this: Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, and Dante Thornton. They're all fast. They're solid, and I thought they played their butts off. Like I was really impressed by the receiving core. And it kind of was like, oh, this is what we're gonna get.
And it's the simple things. And it's the simple things, Max. Like, for instance, right before the half, they get a play where they go out of bounds. It's like a 54-yard field goal. Daniel Carlson comes out there, wet field, and you make the field goal. That's the differences in coaching from Antonio Pierce to Pete Carroll. Now it's week 1. I'm not gonna freaking go crazy about the Raiders being 1-0. They look good. They have a really big matchup next week against the Chargers. It's going to be really telling on how they play.
Oh yeah, you gotta love that Monday night doubleheader where the Chargers and Raiders always have to play each other.
Yeah,
like I swear, since I've been like on this earth, that's all I see. But again, one thing about the Patriots one, I was kind of worried about their pass rush when I was peeking in the game here and there. I was like,
they couldn't get with 4, man. They could not get there with 4. Every sack that they had was manufactured blitzes. Hawkins played his ass off, by the way. Safety for the Patriots. He had a great game.
How did Milton do?
Not crazy. Their defensive line.
I will say this. So the defense line did. I feel like their front controlled the run game. Like was like,
yes,
this is what we're gonna do. Like,
yes,
we are gonna not let the Raiders run the ball for a second. But okay,
let's move on to Denver.
Let's go to Denver. Yeah,
and I think one of the biggest storylines coming out of this game, I feel like, is Cam Ward. I was going back and watching this game a little bit closer. I was recording the clips for the podcast. And Cam Ward, man, he made some amazing plays, and it didn't show up on the box score. His receivers let him down. His offensive line let him down. I felt like his coaching staff let him down. Did he make some mistakes? Yes.
That's
did he
take? Did
he take some bad sacks? I would agree. Yes. At times he took some bad sacks. But watching that freaking game, he's the real deal. I felt like a lot of the pieces around him let him down. Cam Ward is here to stay, and he showed why he was the number 1 overall pick. And that's a tough ass Denver Broncos defense. Don't look at the box score. I felt like at the end of the game, they had a legitimate chance to win that game if his receivers just catch the ball. Right read,
Yeah, I mean,
great
were they
throw,
the
like
perfect?
in under
Yeah,
pressure.
they were catchable. They were all catchable balls. I mean, it's not like it was perfect, right? But it's like you're an NFL receiver, you got to make that catch. And I would say this: Brian Callahan did not leave me thinking he is a capable coach after that game. I'm going to go down to one sequence. Me and Juan were watching it together when this happened. I think it's 1st and 10 from like the 30. First play, he gets sacked. It's like 2nd and 22, and it's a bad sack. Like Cam Ward is just running backwards, back. Like, well, you can't take that sack. Or maybe it was 2nd and 10, whatever. The next play, I'm like, what are they? They should just run the ball right here, Juan, and just try to make it an easy field goal, right? He calls another pass play, and guess what? Sack. Now you're at the 50. Now you can't even kick the field goal. And it was a low-scoring game. If they would have won the game if they had taken 3 right there, right? It was 12-16, the final score, right?
Yeah.
Or 12-20.
12-20.
But before that, but it was like, you're right there. You could have kept the game close. It wouldn't have been a big a problem. And I just didn't like that call. That was the biggest part where he looked like a rookie, Cam Ward.
Yeah.
That was when he looked like a rookie, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But other than that, like you said, the arm talent was on show, and Jacksonville's receivers have to step up.
And I think the pre-snap reads were there. Like I felt like he was reading the defense. He was making checks at the line. He was reading pressures, sliding, slide protecting, like all of it. I think it was all on display against that Denver
defense. And they lost
defense.
J.C. Latham early in the game, I believe.
Yeah.
And I just want to say this before, I'll wrap it up with this. And this kind of goes into the Colts game. My dad asked me. My dad, he watches every week, but he's not like up to date on why isn't Anthony Richardson playing? He's like, what happened to the dude, the quarterback, the black quarterback I'm like, Anthony Richardson? I go, he's benched. He goes, really? I go, yeah. He's like, what, does he just suck? I go, kind of. And he's like, well, like, why though? Like, why does he suck? And I said, you see, and this is, I forgot who we were talking about. I was talking, we're watching Washington, right?
Yeah.
And I said, you see that kid right there, Jaden Daniels? He goes, yeah, he's like second year. I'm like, yeah. He's played 8 times the amount of football Anthony Richardson has played. He goes, what do you mean? I go, he was in college for 5 years, right? Anthony Richardson played what, 10 games, Juan? 10 games?
Yeah.
And I said, these guys, like a lot of the rookie quarterbacks now, like Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, they're Cam Ward. It might be their first year in the NFL, Juan, but they've been in the program for 5 years, and that all matters.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's kind of what I think kind of doomed Anthony Richardson a little bit. And I just brought that up because Cam Ward, like, he's seasoned. He's seen a lot of stuff in 6 years of playing quarterback in college.
He did. I thought he played great. I'm really excited to see Cam Ward. I think the Titans, I don't think it's out of the picture that the Titans can be a sneaky playoff team. I think it was a really tough game against the Broncos. We'll see how their coaching staff handles stuff moving forward. And, hopefully Calvin really can bounce back. I think Calvin really had a really tough game. Part of that was Patrick Surtain.
Case of a Surtain Island, yeah.
As far as the Broncos go, I'm not really all that phased, honestly. I feel like Bo Nix.
The offense was rough.
You know what? But Bo Nix, for the first time ever, I don't think I've ever seen that side of Bo Nix come out, even when he was struggling early in the season last year. Like, I just felt like he was trying to do a little bit too much. I felt like his mechanics were a little off. I felt like his feet were all over the place. It was the first time I seen the bad film that I watched in Oregon. Trying to do too much, trying to be
that was like, he looked like Auburn Bo Nix a little bit more than Oregon Bo Nix.
Yeah, so
no, I agree.
Did he struggle? Yeah, but I think the Broncos are going to be fine. I like their run game was still very efficient with J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey.
Yeah, little R.J. Harvey got going, yeah.
Yeah, Cortland Sutton looked good. Let's see how they do. Their defense is still legit, man. Let's see how the Broncos fare, moving forward. But I'm not worried. I think a lot of that was Cam Ward just showing the the talent that he has, man,
Poise.
keeping up
A lot of
with that
poise,
Denver
too.
team. Yeah. All right.
A lot of poise. Okay.
Let's go to Green Bay and Detroit. We're watching this game also. We had a really close eye. This was probably the game of the afternoon. Look, Green Bay came out and the score doesn't indicate on the ass whooping. Honestly, I felt like they whooped their ass up and down the field. Jordan Love was on fire. The defense was just everywhere. They were all over the place. Jared Goff.
Yeah.
This Lions team just looked like a completely different team. And I'm sorry. I know it's week 1, but it is glaring that they're missing Ben Johnson. Both of their Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson is more on the offense than the defense. I just feel like the offense, man, I think one of the biggest indicators to me, like I was telling Max, the thing that Detroit was missing was those first scripted like 10 to 15 plays. That first drive by Detroit.
Go watch the Bears game.
Yeah.
Those 10 plays were for the Bears. And I want to tie the Bears and Vikings into this because I felt like Kevin O'Connell and Mike LaFleur were like, hey, just so you remember, we're the cream of the crop in this division. Like, I know Detroit's come on strong the last couple of years, but Kevin O'Connell and Mike LaFleur have been there, 5 years each, pretty much?
Yeah.
And been really good the whole time. And I thought Mike LaFleur kind of stuck it to Dan Campbell. And like you said, it was an ass whooping in the trenches. Jared Goff, I saw a stat that he's never won a game without Sean McVay and Ben Johnson. I'm like, oh, that's not a good look. But again, it's one game. It's still talented, but I think I think there's going to be some really tough growing pains to lose both those.
I think so. I think it's going to be a learning curve.
The pass rush wasn't really there for Detroit. As much as we want to say Aiden Hutchinson was unblockable in training camp, hey man, you have been on this. Hey, give him some time. He's coming off a horrific injury.
Yeah,
but I'll tell you this one: Terrion Arnold didn't look that great. And I will say this: Green Bay had the answer to pretty much everything Detroit wanted to do.
Yeah.
And obviously, Micah Parsons was awesome in the snap.
Dude, their whole defense was awesome. I think everyone was eating.
Because I was like, if Devontae Wyatt's going to be like this, like they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Luke Van Ness. They're going to win the Super Bowl. And then people
like, if these two guys are taking leaps, it's over.
And people forget they still have Rashawn Gary. Rashawn Gary was showing like why he's a great pass rusher. Look, the Packers look great, and I think. Obviously, the Micah Parsons moves them all the way up to this juggernaut team. You know, I think they're going to be a special team this year. It all depends on the health of Jordan Love. That's the one thing that scares me with this team. But they're ready to rock. They have the coach, they have the quarterback, and they definitely have the defense. They have all the components, really.
The O-line showed up big for Green Bay. They kicked Detroit's butt.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna say this, man. It's gonna be some growing pains for Detroit, man. I have confidence they're gonna get it together because they're just way too talented to just be like this disappointing 5-win team or 6-win team. They got way too much talent.
You've seen talented teams go through what they're going through, where like every game's gonna feel like a struggle.
I believe in Dan Campbell still, though.
I do
this
too.
Is the Packers.
I do too. I agree 100%. But I'm just saying it's something to keep an eye on. If like who they next, let me look really quick. But if next is struggling, it's like, let's see, they are gonna play the Bears. Ben Johnson's return, like they could be 0-2 before they know it. Like honestly, 0-2 is gonna look pretty bad for the Bears or the Detroit Lions. Like both teams kind of need a win going into week 2.
Yeah,
it's tough. Like we said before, this division is killer.
Well, let's talk about the division. We just got done watching Monday Night Football, Vikings and Bears. Like you said, the Bears came out. It looked fantastic. Caleb Williams looked like a whole new quarterback.
Of JJ McCarthy? You didn't even like JJ.
I was worried. I was worried. I was just like, man.
They had you in the first half. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, they had me. But I was more impressed with the Bears defense. I was kind of tuning my own horn in my head. I was like. I kind of said this in our ranking our 32 defenses series, and I put the Bears very high. And I said, don't be surprised when the season starts that the news coming out of Chicago is the defense and not the offense. And I kind of felt like that in the first half. But
Juan has an amazing amount of hate for Dennis Allen as a head coach, as a DC.
I respect
Juan
the hell
loves
out
him.
of him.
Juan's like, I really like Dennis Allen. It's just crazy. I mean, but he's right. I thought Dexter was awesome.
Yeah.
I can't see the guy's name. He's really good. Sweat was there. But they were just like JJ McCarthy. Honestly, I'm even more impressed with him than if he just came out and balled out. I'm really more impressed with the way he handled the pressure.
Look,
and I thought the fourth quarter he flipped a switch.
Yeah.
And he just kind of transformed to a new player, because the first half it looked rough. It was like communication stuff. And I think one thing Chicago's going to learn from this is, hey, we can't be wasting timeouts on, because the play clock's running down in the second half of games.
Yeah.
And what a masterclass by Kevin O'Connell on saying, hey, take that effing kick out. Because if I'm Ben Johnson, I'm like, you got to kick this ball out of the back of the end zone. You have to kick it out. And they would have got the ball back with a minute to go if they didn't do that.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I think Kevin O'Connell and LaFleur, like you said, like had a masterful class like this week one, as far as reminding those two coaches, like, we're still good.
We're still good.
Yeah. And I would say this, JJ, I felt like in that first half was just trying to do too much. JJ McCarthy. I think he was trying to, like, the play clock was running low on him. He was trying to gun shit in there.
That was a theme for a lot of offenses, though. It was like the play clock's at 1 second every time.
Yeah.
And that's obviously because, none of these guys play. And you're absolutely right.
And I would say this,
a lot of batted balls.
Yeah, batted balls, it's just some weird stuff going on. And honestly, I was feeling for the kid. I was just like, man, like, this is going to be a pretty bad look. Like, you come out, this is your first game, and everyone's going to be talking about they should have kept Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
100%, that was the thing that was creeping in everyone's head. But I'm going to tell you this. There's a little bit of me that just feels a certain type of way about Caleb Williams still. I just still feel like he makes the same mistakes. And it bothers the shit out of me. And I know it's bothering Ben Johnson. Because in that second half, I just feel like the motherfucker be trying to do too much, bro. Like, getting out of the pocket a little bit too much. Like,
I mean, I will say this. The O-line kind of had some moments where it was looking a little rough, but he looked like Mahomes. He really did. He was like getting out the pocket, and it was awesome. I just think Brian Flores was like, yo, we got this game plan. And they got stagnant in the second half of the game. They really did. I'm okay. And I get how that brings up like the feelings of last year. Caleb looks good for a little bit, then it's like really dry. And I'm gonna kind of chalk this up to week one of a new system. Because like you said, the scripted plays
it was there.
They scored like that. And I was like, uh-oh.
But Max, part of it, like we always say this. We're preaching this during the Super Bowl. Adjustments. How do you adjust? Yeah. And Brian Flores adjusted. I felt like Caleb in that first half, especially that first quarter, it was a lot of dink and dunk. He wasn't taking the bait for it.
That was, what, 9 for 9?
Yeah, he went 10. He started off 10 for 10.
Maybe that dink and dunk, because he missed some shots down the field to Roma Dunze.
Yeah, and I think Flores was seeing that. Flores was seeing that and was like, hey, let's start creeping everyone up. Let's just start making shit chaotic even more.
Why do teams throw bubble screens, pop screens at Andrew Van Ginkel ever?
They don't learn.
I'm just asking.
They don't learn, dog.
We made a video by Andrew Van Ginkel, by the way. You should check that out. And again, he only batted the ball down. It could have been a pick six, but I'm just like, don't we got it by now? That like he knows it, like he'll go get that, right? Again, a very minor play in the game, but it just goes to show it's like why. And Ben Johnson, I thought he called some good plays. I thought the run game looked good. Look, the Bears fans, it's tough to be 0-1, but I feel like there was a lot of good, more good than bad. But like I said, would you be more impressed with JJ McCarthy if he just came out and destroyed them? Like it was just an ass kicking from start to finish. And honestly, I'm like, I kind of like that he struggled in,
Yeah.
in an away game in Chicago where
Yeah.
they're down 6-17,
Yeah.
and then just the poise to come back and lead the
Well,
team.
but I'm gonna say this. He did. He had some moxie. It shows why
I'm just saying
like they
that
seen
to
that.
me is pretty impressive in first NFL game
Yeah,
after
but
moving the whole year to Indian.
I'm gonna say this though, Max. It does come down to the coaching. Like, you know what's one of the greatest like things that I seen is like knowing the situation of the game. Like they were in it. There was many times where they couldn't have panicked even more, especially after that pick six. What does Kevin O'Connell do? Let's keep on running the football. Let's keep on running the damn football. And that's what they did.
Yeah,
And I think that helped them out tremendously. And I think those are the little things
yeah.
that the great coaches do. It's like, no, let's stick to it. Let's not go off the walls and have our rookie quarterback throwing it all over the place. We're not down by much. Our defense is great. They're gonna get
Yeah.
stops.
It's like 3rd and 20 when you're backed up. It's like, let's not take a shot and throw a pick. It's like, just
Yes.
run the ball for like no gain and punt it and play defense.
Yeah.
I will say this though, there were throws like that. That's something with JJ McCarthy. He threw an outcut to Justin Jefferson like on a rope. That ball where he dropped it in the bucket to Aaron Jones was beautiful. And like you said one more time about coaching, that read option, all game they had it running. And he's an athletic dude. Let's not act like he's just some statue.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful play call to ice the game.
100%. All right. So Vikings 1-0, Bears 0-1. We'll see. We're gonna have another NFC North division matchup next week.
Who are you most worried about in the NFC North? I'm gonna say the Lions.
I'm going to say the Lions as well.
I'm gonna say the Lions.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do a little rapid fire. Let's say our thoughts on a couple of these games. Let's go Houston and the Rams. Okay, so the Rams come out with the dub. Look, I felt like
Some
this
motherfucker named Landman just didn't want to give up a game, bro.
I mean, coaching matters, man. Sean McVay, he's just stuck with it. Their defense played amazing. They got the turnovers at the right time. I'm going to toot my own horn. This is what I was talking about with the Rams defense. They get the stops when they need to. They get the turnovers when they need to. And that's exactly what happened, man. On the Houston Texans part, I feel like these injuries are catching up to them, man. It really is. I think they're just missing some guys. Like they got a rookie out there. They got Nick Chubb out there playing starting running back. They're just short some guys that they just had last year. Like Higgins is not
they
Tank
did have
Dell.
a chance. Yeah, I mean, they had a chance to win the game and they were driving and I thought they were going to do it. But like you said, you have some inexperienced players up there when you have Joe Mixon, who's like typically never off the field. Again, I'm not super worried about the Texans. I thought they played a pretty solid game, but they like neither team wanted to win this game. They were just like, all right, we're here. It's not 14, even though the Rams could have made it like 27-9, and the Texans could have scored, and they're like, yeah, no. But the Rams closed the door on them.
Yeah.
And it was a good win. Very good win.
Let's go to Pittsburgh and the Jets. This game pissed me.
You want to make that
off.
a rapid fire one?
Yeah. Look, this game pissed me off, bro. It really did, because I picked the under on this game in almost every parlay. I was like,
why?
Justin Fields and Aaron Rodgers. I mean, come on. Like, these teams just could not score last year.
Why would you pick the under? You got to play hard against your old team.
They played hard against their old team, man, for sure. Look,
I wasn't expecting a shootout either. I'll be honest with you. I
come on.
17-20 affair, but not, what was it, 38-32?
I'm gonna say this: I like how the Jets looked. It's week 1, but I like how they look. If they're gonna be playing like that every week, Justin Fields played very, very well. Garrett Wilson played good. They got Breece Hall involved. They stopped all that. Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis talk. Like, they used their best running back. The defense, It was tough, but they had their moments. At the end of it, I'm gonna say this. I think you should eat some crow a little bit about Jalen Ramsey, dog. Jalen Ramsey
I
closed out that
know.
game for the Steelers, man. That
I
was
don't even like Jerry. I don't even like Garrett Wilson, but you can't let your soul get taken like that on 4th down, bro.
I mean, he showed why
I
he's a
wanted to
future
say
Hall of
that.
Famer, honestly. He
Well, I
showed
wouldn't
it.
go that far. Bro. I
He's
wouldn't go
not.
that far,
He's
but
not.
there's another. The tier lists were said, buddy boy. No, I want to say this. Justin Fields, I tip my hat. I really hope it's the sign of things to come. And I would say this, Aaron Glenn. I really like what I saw. The defense was a little rough, but I don't think the Jets are going to 30 points to off like this on a weekly basis, right? And I want to just say this: if Justin Fields can play like this, they have a chance to like make the playoffs. They really do. It wasn't just running the ball one. It was, when I scramble, I'm still looking to throw, and it was accurate placed balls against a really good defense.
Yeah,
I'm excited for what I see.
yeah. And as far as Aaron Rodgers goes,
see a little bit more.
Yeah, I want to see a little bit more.
Dude, I told my dad, I bet Aaron Rodgers is thinking, I can't get away from this fucking field on week 1. I can't get away from this shit. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Like, well, he looked good. God. Look, honestly,
he did.
I think one of the biggest differences in Aaron Rodgers that I seen was getting outside the pocket, making plays outside.
Looked healthier.
Yeah, look healthier. He looked a little bit more spring in his step. He was throwing some good balls. And shout out to Kenneth Gainwell showing why he was my top 5 running back coming out of that draft. I thought he made some amazing plays. I think he's a big piece for that Pittsburgh Steelers offense. Love DK Metcalf. Look, let's see how they do. Their defense was kind of shaky. Jalen Ramsey made some plays, but Darius Slay looked kind of slow. He was getting burned out there. The pass rush wasn't tackling as good. It felt like Justin Fields just eluded everything. So
Justin Fields looked like he was the fastest player on the field on both sides, like by a long margin, by a big margin.
But let's see what happens. I love what I seen from both teams, though. It was very much of a surprise game for me. I did not expect those teams to put up those points. Okay, let's stay in the division. I want to talk about Cincinnati and Cleveland. I don't have a lot to say other than free Shador. Please, I want to see him out there. But I will say this: Cleveland looked a little bit more functional than I thought they would. And I want to say Cincinnati, I really hope this isn't a trend. Let's just not make every game a nail biter. Okay? They should have lost. He missed the gimme kick. So Cincinnati fans, or Cincinnati, start taking care of business, please. You shouldn't win by 1 point on a nail biter to the Browns. Okay? Same old shit. Yeah, that's the way I see it.
That's what worries me.
Yeah.
And by the way, Myles Garrett dicked your whole offensive line. Just so you know.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't know and you thought you made improvements, no, it looks like the same kind of shaky offensive line. As always.
And I'm gonna say this. It looked like the same team of last year. It did. Like, as far as in September goes, like, I have confidence their offense is gonna be just fine. This is what they do. You know, it takes a while for them to get going, but I thought they won the game in the same aspect like they were winning games last year. It was like offense would do some things, defense will make a play here and there, like they get the turnover when they need it. But is that sustainable? It's not. Like, I'm just not confident in them.
2 drops that go perfectly into your defensive
exactly. Yeah, so we'll see what happens, but Cincinnati, same old shit, man. It didn't surprise me at all.
A little worrisome.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to New York and Washington. Look, I'm going to say this, man. Jaden Daniels is a top 5 quarterback in the league. He's probably number 5. That's the way I felt. He made some throws in that game, man, where I'm just like, this kid is freaking amazing, bro. I know their offense didn't look good the whole game. I know they didn't put up a bunch of points. And people are like, oh, like Washington was struggling with New York, whatever. Like, I still see it. I still see the poise. I still see the arm talent. The kid's good, man. He's special.
By the way, super athletic, but you never see it because he's so smooth, right? Like, I'm always just like, do you think people realize he's like the fastest guy on the field?
No, they don't. I don't think they realize that like he's just as fast as Lamar Jackson, if not faster. That's the thing.
because he's just so chill and like, he's never really like,
He's smooth. He's smooth.
Very rarely have I ever seen him, let's say, full sprint. And I'm going to go on the opposite side with the Giants. Hey, the defense, there were some really good moments, and the pass rush looks pretty lively. They probably would have had a few more sacks if it wasn't Jaden Daniels back there. But the offense still looked like a mess. The offensive line, they moved the ball. They just couldn't punch it in. And I'm going to just start beating on the table. Let Russ cook somewhere else. Russ needs to find a new kitchen. Put Jackson Dart in the damn game. If you have an offensive line that's a little suspect, you need some athleticism. That's all I'm going to say.
I will say this about that whole thing. This is why you don't pick up Russell Wilson. This is why you don't pick up Jameis Winston. But I wouldn't blame.
Don't you ever disrespect Mr. Eat a W again in front of me. Okay.
But I do think this is an issue. They didn't let Dart talk to the media for a reason. They know that this shit's gonna get hairy. They know that it's gonna get ugly. And
don't you feel like their offense is kind of built for Dart anyway?
But this is the thing, though, Max. This is the thing. That's why they didn't lose that game because of Russ. I wouldn't put it all on Russ.
No.
Okay, but that's the thing. Everyone's brain goes automatically to the quarterback. Everyone's like, no, it's Russ's fault. That's why we lost.
I would just say from a lot of the plays I watched, he just looks like a statue in the pocket. Just like a statue. And like you still have Malik Neighbors, and Russ delivered some really good balls.
No one else.
They moved the ball,
and no one else.
Yeah, correct.
They don't have a dynamic running back. Cam Scattergood is going to get CTE.
Andrew Thomas. You loved him.
I know. He's just knocking heads out there.
Yo,
but
if there was a definition of I'm not here for a long time, I'm here for a good time, Cam Scattergood. My God.
Yeah.
But all right, Juan. Where to next?
Okay, now let's go Arizona, New Orleans. I'm going to say this. I feel very confident the way I feel about Arizona because this looks like the same damn Arizona team to me. It don't look any different. Kyler still looks the same. Look, the offense had a good moment. They did. And I want to say, I think Greg Olsen.
For 3 quarters, my dick was like erect. And then I was like,
I'm pretty sure Greg Olsen was. I forgot who was calling this game, but I did hear it at one point. They were like, man, the offense, they had really one good drive where it was like James Conner, Trey Benson, McBride, Marvin Harrison Jr. was getting involved. Kyler Murray was running the ball, scrambling. It was a great drive. That shit was non-existent the rest of the game. And
like each guy would have one play every drive, and then it would stall. And it was like, why can't we? Kyler Murray is super athletic, but I swear, if you send a rushing, he'll never that guy moves. He crumbles in a little ball. It's either that or it's like the most cartoonish. Like, remember the play against the Raiders where he like stood in the pot, stayed alive for like 30 seconds? It's that. It's either that or I'm just going to fall at the first little brush of contact. And I don't get that at all. I'm so over it. I'm not out yet. I'm going to lie to myself this whole week, but I'm scared.
There was no reason why the Saints should have been in that game.
In this game? Yeah, I agree. I'm like, why? Why do you have to make every effing thing a game? Oh, Cardinals got the Panthers next week.
Oh,
let's go. Oh,
yeah, can't wait.
The Panthers one. If you would like
let's do it because the same way that the Cardinals are making you shake, the Carolina Panthers are making me shake, man. I can't put my stock in damn Carolina, man. They hate me. They genuinely hate me. Bryce Young hates me. He doesn't want me to be a fan of him.
It wasn't all Bryce Young.
It wasn't. It's just tough. It's tough to watch, man. Look. It was the Ted McMillan show. That was literally their whole offense. It really was. They didn't really have much. The defense had some moments.
Hunter Renfrow was getting a little helping of CTE.
Yeah, JC Horn had a nice looking pick, but it's like the same. We're seeing the same mistakes from Bryce. That's my biggest thing. It's the bad.
There was a play that got called back that was Brandon Whedon level of bad.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, no.
And as far as on Jacksonville's side, because I don't want to make it all about Carolina. Carolina, they look bad, but they looked bad last year, and they wound up showing up, so can't keep them, can't go totally negative. But Bryce Young is going in the wrong direction. I just didn't want to see that. But on Jacksonville's side, seen some interesting things. Look, I thought it was really big for them as much as this game was shit by the Panthers, 26-10. I feel like I don't feel like the Jags lose this game last year, but I do feel like the Jags let them get back into
Oh,
it.
it's 17-16, and like Carolina misses a field goal at the end to come
Yeah.
away with this one.
And so
I agree with you.
I thought it was big that they closed them out and they really did put their like foot on their throat and was like, that's not gonna happen this year. Did Trevor Lawrence have some moments where I was like, that's T-Law of last year a little bit? Yes. But
I wonder how big the weather thing like affected them, because like they're like no one on offense had a great game other than ETN.
yeah.
Like it was such a weird game because for a long time it was like 26-3.
Yeah.
Like the whole game. It was weird. It was a weird game.
Yeah,
And it was
BTJ
like an
didn't get
hour
him.
delay.
Yeah, BTJ didn't
Only
get
one
involved
catch.
all that much. He had like a reverse
One
touchdown.
catch.
Travis
Yeah.
Hunter, I I think he looked fine. I don't think he looked great, but he looked fine. And
Dude, he gave up a 15-yard completion on his third on two
I would say
snaps.
this.
What are you talking?
The one thing I was thinking about this today, the one thing that kind of made me like weird about it is because I was telling Max this even when we are watching the games. I was like, you would think the weather delay kind of helped them and kind of would give them more confidence to be like, hey, let's throw him out there on defense a little bit more because he had like an extra
weather
rest.
Delay, like
yeah, like if we can have
delay theory,
if we can
like,
have a weather delay
every week.
every week for the Jaguars, I mean, it's gonna help out Travis Hunter playing on defense a little
I would
bit
think,
more.
yeah.
But
Absolutely.
I was hearing Liam Cohen talk about it. He was saying that him being hurt, not being in the installs on defense, he didn't want to put him in a bad situation. He wasn't on the practice field. There was some late installs.
People are already overreacting to the one catch he gave up.
Yeah,
on three, he barely played on defense.
I think Travis Hunter is going to be just fine. I like what I've seen on offense. I look forward to him playing more on defense. But as far as the Jaguars go, I'm excited. I like the fact that they didn't let the Panthers just get back into the game. I like that they stepped on their throats. Okay.
I absolutely agree.
Let's see if they can hold it up for the rest of the season. Let's go to San Francisco and Seattle, who me and you were just having so much fun watching this game because I truly feel like
tormenting Joey.
Oh my God, Tariq Woolen, my guy. I had faith in you. You just sold me this game. You sold the Seahawks.
I spent 80,000 coins on Mutt on you earlier in the year, and this is how you pay me back? You bum.
Yeah.
There were like 3 times where he was in good position, and then he just couldn't find the ball, and it cost the Seahawks the game. Yeah. Ricky Pearsall showed good signs of life, which is awesome if you're a Niner fan.
Yeah.
Kittle getting hurt, I thought kind of slowed them down. But like the 49ers always have like that first 10 plays, we talked about with Ben Johnson, where it's like, oh, we just march down the field, we score, and then they adjust, and then we kind of like struggle a little bit. But I think Seattle played a fine game. I think the 49ers showed they're a better team and they're more talented. But overall, I think Sam Darnold played well. I don't think this game was, it wasn't, Sam Darnold take Bryce Young, right?
I mean, it was tough at times. I don't like what I seen on offense as far as scheme wise from the Seahawks. I would say that I feel like it's a little bit too JSN centric, a little JSN buster or boomer bust with him.
What do you have like 80, like 110 of those 150 passing yards?
Yeah. So I feel like I don't know why they didn't play Cooper Kupp more in the slot a little bit more. They were playing him as an outside receiver. I like him more in the slot. JSN play slot. I know, but still, to get other guys involved, And,
I agree with you.
And as far as the Niners go, I think their offense, I don't really like the way it looked. I think when George Kittle came out, I think it was a major difference.
Slowed down big time.
It slowed down, and I feel like they're
not healthy. They're not healthy right now, obviously. They're missing Ayuk. Jawan Jennings is barely like getting back into it. Now Luke Kittle for a few weeks. It's going to be big, like you said.
And I don't like the way that they're using Christian McCaffrey. I feel like we've seen it. We're NBA guys, so we watch the NBA. What happens when a guy has a calf injury, Max? You were saying it. It's like...
Oh, no, because the one's not even including the conversation. We talked to Joey and we're like, you're not worried about McCaffrey's health at all? He's like, oh, no, he's fine.
Yeah.
And then like 3 days before the game, it's like, oh, he's got a calf thing. I'm like, oh, that's like the worst news ever.
Yeah. Because it's
And
just
it's
lingering.
scary,
It's
right?
just
It's like,
lingering. It's
when's it
scary.
gonna happen?
Yeah, I think it's just a ticking time bomb. Like, I don't like it, and they're using him a shit ton, bro. They're using him like regular
Oh, I
Christian
know.
McCaffrey.
I
Like,
know.
he's getting work.
I know. They're like, hey, you think you could maybe carry the load this week? It's like,
Yeah. So I'm scared.
I guess.
I'm scared in that aspect. But look, the Niners defense still look pretty good. We'll see how they do on offense. Brock Purdy made some off timing throws. I felt like it was a lucky ass throw. I felt like with that touchdown against Tariq Woolen.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
you know, we'll see how the Niners go. They got the Saints next week. They can easily be 2-0. So we'll see how the Niners look, man. Let's go to Tampa Bay and Atlanta. Emeka Ibuka is here to stay. I'm gonna tell you that much. Love what I seen from Michael Penix. I love what I seen from the Falcons offense. To me, I feel like that can happen when you have a defensive coach. This is why I was so critical of the head coach for Atlanta. I was saying it during our preview. I was just like, shit like this can't happen. Like these blown coverages and just like easy touchdowns that Tampa Bay was getting. They started off the game amazing. Like their defense came out to play. I think like Baker and the Bucks were struggling.
Kyle Pitts was alive.
Yeah.
Oh,
the offense looked fine. I think the
add.
offense did fine. I'm going to leave it at that. I think the offense was fine. I think it was the defense.
I think I saw one little problem, and maybe it's because Darnell Mooney was hurt. It was really Drake London centric. He was just looking for him all the time, and now he's got a shoulder thing, which could kind of hurt. But I'm more disappointed with the defense one. They were in a position to win this game, and I felt like they let the Bucks back into it.
Yeah, and this is why the Bucks, like, I felt like it was a big statement win. Like, hey, like, yeah, you guys ain't shit. Like, we still have a better quarterback than you guys. Our defense is still better. Our coaching staff is still better. We can still beat you guys. That's the way I seen it. Like, we're still the kings of the NFC South. And like I said, Emeka Ibuka and Bucky Irving, it's a great young core for the Bucks, man. I love it. I think Bucky looked great.
Comes back.
Yeah, man.
Like one comes back,
and Baker still got it, man. Baker is he's a top 10 quarterback. Yeah, he balled.
Man, Baker balled. Honestly, I rewatched some of this game. I thought Penix played. Immediately I was like, I think Penix played okay. He played pretty good, and I think the Atlanta might have their guy. I got to see a little bit more, and it's in the right direction.
I really like
because $40 million to hold his fucking clipboard.
I was telling Max that after the game, he didn't see a lot of it, but I was like, yeah, I feel like Penix played really good. And he was like, oh, I got to rewatch it, but I think they found their guy. I think he's here to stay. Like I really liked the shit that he did. Even like some of the throws to like Ray McLeod, like in tight coverage, like he was making a lot of reads, man. I like the way that Michael Penix played. Okay, I saved this game for last because I feel like
I was like itching to see. I was like, what are we? This is it, right?
This is it. Miami and Indianapolis. Okay.
Oh,
Max, take the floor on the Miami Dolphins.
What do you want me to say? What could I say? I'm uneducated. I'm stupid. Well,
we both are.
It's 1 week. Yeah. Hey, Dolphin fan. To something I said, Joe. What happened? What happened? What happened to your team? Just tell me, because it looks like a team that's a shit show through 1 week, and I think it's here to stay. Like I've been saying, I've been kind of beating on the table. I think this is the year. I think you said it in one of your previews. Hey, this is the year. It all comes crumbling down. It's done.
Yeah, I think so too. Look, I seen Rex Ryan talking about the Dolphins after the game. He said the same thing as us. They're soft. I think they're a soft team.
Hold on. How fucking thrilled were you when Tyreek Hill crashed out?
Yeah, like that's the shit that's
I was like, hey, remember when he wanted to leave last year and he was an a-hole? I'm like, you think he's gonna be thrilled? Do you think like this whole week he's gonna be like, guys, like, come on, dude, we're to be okay? No, he's going to be an asshole because he is that. That is what he is. He's a diva. He's a headache. And you know what? Couldn't happen to a nicer team and a nicer fan base and a nicer receiver. Continue on.
I'm gonna say
sorry.
this.
I just want to say called it. Called it.
Crazy as it sounds, it's early in the year. Next week is a must win. Next week they play the Patriots. Because after that, they got the Bills, they got the Jets, they got the Chargers, Falcons, they got Ravens, Bills again, Washington, Pittsburgh,
So
Cincinnati.
why do you feel more confident? And this question goes to me too. Why do we feel the way we do when it's when it's been 1 week and we've been saying the whole show don't overreact? Because we've been saying this for about a year and a half.
It confirmed
or even longer. We were like, hey, this doesn't look good. Hey, Tua's a problem. Hey, you gave their money to the wrong quarterback. Hey, don't really love what we're seeing over here. I don't really like. You've been soft for 3 years, and I think this is the softest it's been, to be honest.
And I think for the first time, I think they gave up on their coach. I feel like he's losing the locker room. He's losing the locker room.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I feel like they just haven't built a good enough team around them, and then they made a mistake with Tua. Like, let's not just like, we can say it. You know, you gave him too much money for a guy who's an injury risk. Like, they have to play it in a way. What if they're like, you got to throw the ball quick because we don't want him to get concussed, and we got to start Zach Wilson, then it'll really look bad. Yeah. I mean, you already hear the reports like, hey, keep an eye on Tyreek Hill. He might be moved. Last year, Devontae Adams was this guy. This year, it's Tyreek Hill now. Tyreek Hill's the Devontae Adams of this year. And Dolphin fans, hey, if you guys turn it around, I'll be the first one to say it. I just don't think it's going to happen like that. I don't think so.
I agree. And as far as the Colts go, I would say this.
Take down 18. They unretire it.
Yeah, the house that Manning built. Let's go ahead and
call the house that Daniel Jones built.
Yeah, the house of Danny Dimes. Look, I'm gonna say this. They look good. You know, they look good. They're deep. Like Cam Bynum, still making plays out there. He made some plays last year for Minnesota. Now he's just making plays for Indianapolis. So I love what the defense did. I thought they got the run game started, but you know, them scoring on every possession wasn't all that impressive. They started off with a lot of short fields. Shout out to Daniel Jones for using his legs. I thought Shane Steichen called a great, game. And
he hit some open throws, but again, I don't look at this game like I don't want to just make this excuse, but I feel like if Anthony Richardson played, they would have blown him out just as much. The defense was that good. They had a lot of short fields. I was saying there was one play where they handed the ball off to Jonathan Taylor, like in the red zone. Everyone on the D line from Miami's 4 yards back. I'm like, you could have probably won with me back there. That's how bad they got their ass kicked. Yeah. It was bad. It was like, it's worrisome. You're like Miami. If you're this talented team, this isn't how talented teams come out week one and just get their asshole waxed.
And we're gonna see what Indianapolis is all about. They got Denver next week,
Correct,
so that'll be a big game. We'll see how they do. But look, we know that Daniel Jones can play football. This is Max's boy. Like, I don't think it's surprising that he came out there and he won. He's a playoff winning quarterback. That's your boy.
Why is he my boy? I've always just been like, yo, I think there might be more problems in New York than Daniel Jones.
Yeah. You like Anthony Richardson more. You want him to start. But as far as Daniel, it's nothing personal with Daniel Jones. I'm
not gonna say I wasn't rooting for Daniel Jones to like sprain his ankle. But
you don't hate Daniel. You don't think Daniel Jones is trash. You know that Daniel Jones is capable.
No, I mean, I feel like you don't feel that way either. You'd be like,
no,
man, this guy just sucks. It's like, well, let's see how Patrick Mahomes looked in the Super Bowl when he got just pressured every play.
Yeah,
that's the Daniel Jones's existence in New York the last 2 years.
Yeah, and I think Daniel Jones is who he is. You know, he needs a supporting cast. He needs a great defense. He needs a run game.
They got a supporting cast,
and they definitely got that on Sunday. We seen it with the Giants, man. It's winning football. He can win some football games. We'll see how they do, but let's just pump our brakes on the Colts, guys. Let's All right, let's wait and see.
Remember how the Saints looked last year, 1 through 2 weeks?
Yeah.
We all know how that went.
So there's a lot of overreactions this week. That's gonna do it. What'd you think of your Eagles? That's probably the one game we didn't talk about because it was so long ago. It felt like.
Hey, you spit at me, brother. I'll spit right back. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I'm an Eagle fan. I was just like, oh my God.
Eagles and Chiefs next week. Super Bowl rematch.
I know. Yeah, it's pretty tough matchup. He should not be suspended. He served it already. I was really pleased with what I saw with some of the guys, and I think our offense needs a lot of work. Other than that, hey, if I'm a Cowboy fan, I take a lot away from that game, and I'm like, wow, we looked a lot more
competent,
put together than I thought we did. Yeah, I would that.
Yeah,
I would say that.
But
I don't think CDM's going to drop 4 key passes every game this year.
Yeah,
CDM's going to make those plays more times than not.
100%. All right, I think that's going to do it. Max, any last words? Any last thoughts on week 1?
Raiders are fool's gold. Don't buy into it. All right, I'm out.
I hope you guys get your ass kicked by the Chiefs next week after saying that. I hope.
Chiefs fan, guys. Listen to him. Rooting for his enemy team. Yeah.
I can't wait. Anyway, look, we appreciate you guys rocking with us. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to like the video, all that good stuff. Until next time, we out. Peace.
Big dreams, everything ain't what it seems. Glittering gold both ways. Not on my team. This organic, we don't buy.